Have you ever had that feeling? Staring at a page, reading the same sentence over and over, but none of it is sticking. The clock is ticking, the exam is tomorrow, and you're in a full-blown panic, trying to cram a semester's worth of information into a single sleepless night. We've all been there. I used to think that was the only way. That the sheer pain of cramming was the price you had to pay for remembering anything at all. But what if I told you there's a better way? A method that feels less like a frantic race and more like a calm, steady walk. A method that builds a library in your mind instead of a pile of scattered notes. Today, we're looking at how Japanese students approach memorization. It's not about innate genius. It's about a system. And the best part? It requires no cramming. Let's get into it. The first secret isn't a study technique at all. It's a mindset. In Japan, it's often called kaizen, or continuous improvement. The goal isn't to swallow the textbook whole in one sitting. The goal is to take small, consistent bites every single day. I used to block out a whole Sunday for studying.
I'd end up exhausted, frustrated, and I'd remember very little long term.
The Japanese approach is the opposite. It's about a 30-minute review session after class, just to tidy up the notes. It's about 15 minutes of vocabulary flashcards on the train. This isn't about intensity, it's about frequency. By touching the information just a little bit, but doing it often, you're telling your brain, hey, this is important. We're going to see this again. And your brain starts to build the pathways naturally, without the stress. Now, the second technique is where the real magic happens for long-term memory. It's called spaced repetition.
Cramming puts all the information in at once, like stuffing a closet.
Spaced repetition is like a smart librarian who knows exactly when you're about to forget something and brings the book out for you to look at again just in time. So, instead of studying something for 5 hours once, you study it for 30 minutes today, then 20 minutes in 2 days, then 15 minutes a week later. Each time, the gap gets wider. There's a famous example in Japan, the Anki flashcard app. You see a card. If it's easy, you tell the app, and you won't see it for a few days. If it's hard, you'll see it again in a minute. This system is used by millions of students to learn everything from English vocabulary to complex medical diagrams. It feels almost effortless, but the retention is incredible.
All right, the third method.
This one is about depth, not just repetition. It's active recall. Most of us study by rereading and highlighting. It feels productive, right?
You've got all those colorful pages.
But you're just recognizing information, not actually retrieving it. Active recall is the opposite. It's closing the book and trying to explain the concept out loud. It's testing yourself before you feel ready.
Think of it like this. Reading your notes is like looking at a map of a city.
Active recall is trying to walk through the city with your eyes closed. You'll get lost, you'll stumble, but that struggle is what etches the streets into your memory. A common practice in Japanese schools is for students to immediately teach a new lesson to a classmate, or even just to themselves. The act of forcing the information out of your head strengthens the memory far more than putting more in. Now, a word of warning. These methods are simple, but they're not always easy. The biggest pitfall? Impatience. You'll try spaced repetition for 2 days and think, I'm not a genius yet. This doesn't work. But this system is a marathon, not a sprint.
Trust the process.
The compound effect of small, consistent efforts is staggering. Another common mistake is being too passive. Don't just flip through flashcards on autopilot. When you see a card, pause.
Really try to retrieve the answer.
Feel the mental strain. That strain is the feeling of your brain building muscle. So let's quickly bring it all together. How can you start memorizing everything faster without the all-nighters?
First, embrace Kaizen.
Ditch the marathon sessions. Study for shorter periods, but do it consistently, every day. Second, use spaced repetition. Use an app like Anki or simply plan your reviews for the next day, 3 days later, and a week later.
And third, practice active recalling.
Close the book. Put the notes away. Test yourself relentlessly. Become the teacher, not just the student.
This isn't about having a photographic memory.
It's about working with your brain's natural wiring, not against it. It's about building knowledge, one calm, deliberate step at a time. You don't need to cram. You just need a better system.
If you found this helpful and want to learn more about studying smarter, not harder, consider subscribing.
I'll see you in the next one.